"I'm going to kill all Muslims." These are the exact same words the guy who ran into Muslim worshippers with a van while they were leaving the mosque in London, where one died and 11 other people were taken to the hospital. And, as expected, a hugely known British newspaper, The Times, posted a picture of the animal who ran into them, whose name was Darren Osborne, and the headline was so heartwarming, calling this guy a jobless lone wolf. And the sympathy didn't end there. They also didn't forget to mention that he was a father of 4 children, and as any other white terrorists, they called him as someone with mental health problems. The coverage of the incident with Osborne is in total contrast to the incident where Muslims were suspects. Another issue is the absence from this week's headlines on the London mosque attack is the issue of radicalization, something author J.K. Rowling pointed out in a tweet Monday. That's perhaps because there's mounting evidence that the media itself plays a part in radicalizing non-Muslims to commit Islamophobic attacks. Via Huffington Post. Studies have shown a lot of fear-mongering on the rise in the United Kingdom, which in the future will have serious consequences. Here are some totally misleading and fake articles by the so-called media in Britain. BBC put Muslims before you, The Daily Star, October 18, 2006. Muslims tell British, "Go to hell," Daily Express on November 4, 2010. Muslim schools ban our culture, Daily Express, February 20, 2009. A professor at Lancaster University, Dr. Paul Baker said, "Sadly, the attack aimed at Muslims at Finsbury Park is exactly what extremist violent groups like ISIS are wanting to happen. They want to ignite a global war and force people to pick sides. Every time a newspaper prints a negative story about Muslims, ISIS leaders will be rubbing their hands in glee, so these journalists are inadvertently helping them. Hate breeds more hate." In 2015 there was an article claiming that 1.5 million Muslims from Britain supported ISIS, which was so fake that they had to immediately delete the article. Another case where the media consciously lied to people and then they apologized was where The Sun posted a headline saying 1 in 5 Brit Muslims sympathy for jihadis, and it was in the first page. This is the same as you intentionally shooting someone and saying "I'm sorry." There was a study from University of Exeter's European Muslim Research Centre that found out that all this anti-Muslim propaganda by the media has influenced in the anti-Muslim hate crimes in London. The study findings said. The report provides empirical evidence to demonstrate that assailants of Muslims are invariably motivated by a negative view of Muslims they have acquired from either mainstream or extremist nationalist reports or commentaries in the media. Also, after Lancaster University researched about 200,000 articles about Muslims, from 1998 till 2009, they found out that for every one moderate Muslim mentioned, 21 examples of extremist Muslims are mentioned in the British press. At the University of Leeds, academics led an analysis of 4 major British newspapers, The Guardian, The Independent, The Daily Mail and The Sun, only to discover that 70 of all the articles they wrote about Muslims were hostile in nature. A lecturer in criminology told the Huffington Post that this kind of coverage, this one-dimensional coverage, almost gives people permission to hate. And according to Huffington Post, Islamophobic attacks increased 5-fold after the London terror attack in June, according to the Mayor of London's office. And these facts were only from Britain. God knows what we would end up finding out if we researched the newspapers all over the world. And by the end of this segment, if you still have the same feeling towards Muslims, that means that the media has done their job perfectly.